Hi.
Hello.
Oh,
Hello, everyone. This is Bhavna from India today. I have to say, I watched Elio and I enjoyed it so much because I think at some level, as human beings, you kind of relate to that emotion, especially in this world that we are living in. So, firstly, my question is to Mary Alice because the production took a lot of time. As a producer, what was the major challenge I mean, in retrospect now, which is that one challenge that you would say, oh my God, this was the biggest, and thank God I could go through that, and like finally the film is out.
I think always the challenge at Pixar is trying to give Maddie and Domee all the time because they're constantly rewriting the movie. And so trying to pick the pieces that you can work on and other things. And I think for us, we did have a slight technical change on the film where we could see more lighting. So we actually were able to work later than we ever have, which was really exciting. And so we tried to just give them as much time as they can to make the best story possible. So that's definitely the time is always the challenge.
No, but thank you. I mean, for all the time it took, the film really looks great and it really touches you. So, Madeline and Domi, I think whoever wants to go first for this, but I want to know, like she said, that a lot of things midway also, I mean, as writers, you're constantly, and as directors, you're constantly working on the script. And I feel like as human beings, sometimes when you look at something and you're just like, oh my God, this is good, but I can do better. And that is a constant battle with yourself, right? At what point were you like, okay, I could do better, but now I need to stop. The film needs to be out.
that's such a good question. I will say, for us, the story changing and the writing and the rewriting was the biggest challenge on the film. But sometimes you do reach a point where you finally put a sequence of shots together or an order of events that it does work and it does kind of just sing. And I think for us, the beginning of the film was the last thing to come into place, and we were struggling with how do we introduce this character where we really care for him and understand why he wants to be abducted by aliens so much. And I remember when we finally placed this sort of prologue scene where you watch him fall in love with space for the first time. I think we could all feel that it like that works, and in that moment, because you have to move fast. I speak for myself, but I was okay with letting that move on because I knew that's making me feel something emotionally, and it's ready. So I
Yeah.
think not every part is like that, but there are some moments where you do have an aha, and it just works.
Yeah, you feel it, right? Like
Yeah.
you play the scene in the edit room, and then it's a feeling. Like you either feel it or you don't. And I feel, at Pixar we hold ourselves up to such a high standard, and we don't let something go forward unless we're all feeling
Yeah.
something.
Absolutely. And I think for me, the biggest laugh, I mean, came when I saw for the first time on the beach when I say aliens come get me. And I'm just like, oh my God, can I do that? Can I really call for aliens to take me? Because, sometimes you could feel like, oh my God, maybe you are not meant for Earth. I mean, just talking from the film point of view, I want to know which is that one scene for you which you're very proud of when it comes to this film, or when you look at that scene, you're like, this scene really encapsulates the entire theme of the film in one
Mhm.
scene. Which is that scene for you? I'll ask Mary Alice to start with, and then we can come to the
One
director.
of the surprising, I love when a scene surprises me. And for me, the scene in the tunnels where Elio's with Glorden, it's so many things because it's like a metaphor of the film. Like he's scared and Glorden says, get in his mouth, and his mouth are filled with these scary teeth, but he trusts his friend and he goes inside and then he's like, it's actually pretty comfy. So you get a fun joke. He and Gordon are going through the tunnels, and Gordon says to him, your aunt must really love you. So there's just all these different things happening in this beautiful, really fun scene. And it's just one that stands out for me that I love to watch over and over.
Absolutely. Madeline, for you?
Yeah, for me, I think a scene that really moves me, and I can't wait to watch every time, is the scene where Olga and Elio reunite for the first time since Elio's been to space. And I loved how we were able to really pull music out, dialogue out, and just let the scene breathe and let the audience sort of rest a little bit, where things have been crazy and Elio's just been thrown out of the communiverse and it's this traumatic moment, and then just letting the audience hear the waves behind them, and letting them take in Zoe Saldana's beautiful performance, the animators' beautiful performances. There's really subtle acting in that scene. I really love that scene. Every time it comes up, I feel very proud of the hard work everyone put into that one.
Absolutely. I think you have rightly said that scene is beautiful. It is silent and yet says a lot. And I think that is very, very important. Domi, for you?
I would have to say, I mean, there's so many scenes, but I really love the introduction of Glorden. And I think it's really fun watching that with audiences because they do get scared because he is really scary, and when we worked with the sound designer, we really make those alien sounds like really, really scary when Gordon opens his mouth. But then we immediately, like reveal that he's a cute little kid. But that friendship is the heart of the movie, and also I just love the tone of the scene. I love scary movies, and I love to be scared but surprised when I watch a movie, and that's one of my favorite scenes to watch with audiences.
But lastly now, I don't have a lot of time. I want to know if there's one character that you completely relate to in this film. For me, I think it will be Elio, because I feel like I kind of relate to him the most in ways. But is there a character that you relate to, or you put a bit of yourself in that character while writing and while directing?
Yeah, I think for me, the character of Olga is someone that I really relate to. I mean, even the way that I look right now, she's a character who has a really tight bun, which I think, a character's grooming and their clothes and their hair says a lot about them. I also am a bit of a uptight person. I have really high standards for myself, which sometimes get in my own way. And I think when you first meet Olga, that's where she is, where she's holding herself to really high standards of parenthood, but she's new to this, and she doesn't, she's doing her best, and everything that she's doing with love, but she's very hard on herself. So when you first meet her, you're watching her doubt if she is the best choice for Elio, and I think that's a really lovely, vulnerable, moment to meet a character in. So I love Olga.
Yeah, Domi.
I think I relate the most to Elio, like you, like I've often imagined, like I could totally see myself lying on the beach with a sign that says, "Aliens, please take me off this planet." I identify a lot with that feeling, especially these days. But also like his tenacity, his like passion, and his obsession with trying to get abducted and doing whatever it takes. I think I definitely put a lot of myself into that aspect of him. When I'm very goal oriented as well. If I want something, I will like hyper fixate on it and try to get it no matter what. Just like Elio does in the movie, like he's trying really hard to get abducted. And also I identify with his loneliness and wanting a friend, because I grew up as an only child, and that was something that I always wanted,
Yeah, no, I get it. Can I give you a hug from you, because I feel like that film really, like, kind of, that character really resonates with me as well a lot. Mary Alice, for you, who's that? Which is that one character you relate to?
I want to mix it up and say I identify with Glorden, but that's not true. It's probably Olga. I'm a stepmom, and like inheriting kids late, like I get it. And I just thought Zoe did that great balance. So she's trying to figure it out and juggle it all. But in my heart, I wish I was more like Glorden.
All of us wish that we could be a little better. But thank you so much for your time, and I hope that the film touches everyone as much as it touched me. Thank you for all the entertainment and fun.
Well, thank
Thank
you
you so much.
Thank you so much.